Our someone to know has had enough adventures and experiences to fill 3 lifetimes.
Boy.
He was born on the East Coast, grew up in South America, served in the Korean War, and then went on to become a Hollywood producer.
Yeah, what hasn't he done? It sounds like. A few years ago, Andi Guevara had the privilege of meeting him on an honor flight trip to Washington, where he shared some of his stories. Meets Louis Goldstein.
That's me. That's my brother. That's my father.
That photo was taken in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, when Louis Goldstein was just a kid.
My father was head of Colombia Pictures for South America.
The family stayed in Rio for several years.
I lived in the Copacabana Hotel, and across the walk was the ocean.
Then on to Argentina, Buenos Aires, and Cordoba, where young Lou got to ride horseback with gauchos, the country's cowboys and horsemen.
I used to go there summer camping.
It was a time when the woman who would soon become Argentina's infamous First Lady, Eva Perón, was still an actress.
My father knew Evita very well. He came to her, she came to him looking for a job.
Goldstein also became fluent in Spanish in those years.
Sí, tenía 15 cuando me vi aquí.
Lou says he was about 15 years old when he moved back to the U.S. He attended military school and, not long after, enlisted in the Army and served in the Korean War.
It was murder. I have film on it. I filmed it all.
This footage is just a small part of what Goldstein captured during his 18 months serving in the Korean War.
And I lived in a tent, and there were, I'd say, about 14 of us. We were right in the countryside.
After 3 years of serving in the Army, Goldstein moved to California and has a list of TV and movie producer credits 3 pages long, plus some recognition for a unique contribution.
California on Location Pioneer Award.
Louis H. Goldstein was one of the first people to take films out of the movie studios and onto location. He pioneered the effort for Colombia Pictures.
I became head of location, so I did all of the movies.
Louis worked in the entertainment industry for 45 years. All the while, he raised a family and was a devoted husband to his beloved wife, Roz, whom he lost in 2018. They spent a lifetime together.
63 years.
Living in Reno since 2015, Goldstein is surrounded by children and grandchildren. And at 90 years young, he's only slowed down a little bit.
I keep busy, otherwise I go crazy.
And if all that wasn't enough, Mr. Goldstein was also a reserve sheriff for LA County for 40 years, a docent for the Los Angeles Zoo, and a volunteer for Cedars-Sinai Hospital in LA. With someone to know, Andi Guevara for 2 News.